Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sunday Funday live stream show. We're coming here to you hot from the laboratory. Here we are. Here we be. I'm your host, Dum Dum. No, I'm just joking. Uncle Potsquatch here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day here. 1 second here. I gotta actually go into this thing here so I can. Why is this phone not working? Maybe it's taking a second. Oh, right, there's my stupid ass. All right, so we got it working now, and we can get the show going. All right, so first of all, we're going to go up to the beginning of the show here. We're going to start saying hi to everyone, as we typically do. And boy, will I tell you, I've got a very funny story to share with all of you today, but we'll get to that in a minute. Kevin K, 208, cheers to you, my friend. Snowflake the boss in the house. He's grilling the burgers. Merp, merp to you, buddy. What's happening, Byron Hayes? What's up, Mike the Samurai Squatch? What's up, country at Todd Finley? I know you've been missing out on the last couple of shows, so I'm glad you got to make it to this one, my friend. Good to see you, though. Byron Hayes, I think I said hi, but hi again. What's up, little Stewie Parkins, baby? What's happening? What's up, Michael Aisha? What's up, Unknown? No, not 6 p.m. Eastern Time, but yes, I guess actually it would be, because there's 3 hours between us, so it's 3 p.m. my time. That's right, I'm on British Columbia time. All right. Here we go, my friends. Let's play catch-up here for a second. What's happening, TJ? What's up, brother? Nature Grows in the building. How you doing? Good to see you. What's happening, Miguel Rodriguez? What's happening, baby boy? What's up, James Leash? Yeah, I know. YouTube tries to turn off our notifications, it seems. What's up, Adam? All right, 1 second here. I'm making sure I'm not missing anyone. Baby boy, if I missed you, hello. What's up, Roman Reckless? Good to see you. Welcome to the house. What's happening, Jeff Alexander? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Christopher Mortimer? Ganja White Mike 81. What's crack-a-lacking with you, baby? What's happening, Reef Wilson? What's up, Raven King? Triple three, no, double three, never mind. What's up, Lobster Boy? What's up, Eugene Dorian? What's happening, Justin M? What's happening, High Goals 420? Vilma Dickfit, was ist los, mein Freund? What's up, Ethan McDonald? What's happening? Dale Facuto. Vic Victor, good to see you, buddy. Brother Nature Grows. Hey. Back at you, baby. What's up, High Tower Gardens? What's up, Ethan McDonald? On the way into work, the night shift. 5,000 feet underground. And you're still receiving me. That's amazing. You must have some good routers installed there, my friend. What's happening, Rancho Las Colitas? Sean Parker, good to see you. Welcome to the house, Louisiana. I like the food. Oh, yeah. What's happening, baby boy? Sean Parker, where in Louisiana are you? Just because I'm curious. I like Louisiana, man. What's up, Sci-Fi Gibson? Good to see you, my friend. Pilgore, 420J, good to see you. And again, I did forget. But today, I'm going to ask some of our moderators. Everyone, when the show is done today, I need Adam, I need Mike, I need Dale, I need everyone to fucking go, hey, dum-dum, call Pilgore, okay? Everyone's going to send me a message after the show and go, Uncle Potsquatch, dum-dum, idiot, call fucking Pilgore, okay? And then I'm going to give, I'll give you a shout out after the show there, buddy. Christopher Mortifer got Wi-Fi down there. Ethan, oh, no, he's thinking the same way I am. What's up, Jose Canella? Good to see you, my friend Ashley King. How's it going down under? Damn 420 Lita, what's happening, baby? Good to see you, baby. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Welcome to the fucking family. Welcome to the army, my friend. We are the Grow Your Own movement, and we are the brand of the people. We are the people of the people. We are the Weed Titty people. We are the Potsquatch Growers Army. All right. What's up, Vincent Turner? How you doing, my friend? Luke Paul, good to see you. Red-Eyed Patriot, wonderful to see you as well. The Corona Kush. All right. Wow, they got that one out pretty quickly. Windsor, Ontario. Dude, I got friends in Windsor. I grew up in London, Ontario myself. All right. Okay, 1 second. I gotta get a beer. My brain needs a beer, and then we will continue. Luckily, we have a fridge in the laboratory. Yes, it's great for keeping beer cold. It's also great for keeping other weed things cold, like candies and other things, or the fruit juice for your gin and juice. Or sometimes you might want to drink a little tequila. Dun, dun, dun. All right. There we are. How graceful am I, right? Wow. Okay, let's get back to the show here. All right. So who wants to hear a funny story? Just gonna make sure I got this phone set up right. We got the proper Wi-Fi going. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you, buddy. All right, we're on the 5G. Good. And I actually remembered to turn on the Do Not Disturb. So anyway, funny story. Might as well get it out of the way and have a laugh at it because I don't know. I was a little bummed out at first. It was pretty funny though. So earlier today, I was talking to my friend Dale. We all know Dale. Dale's probably here right now. We're just chatting about weed titties. I was showing him the freak show strain that's been going on. You know, here's the female here. You know, she's being all weird. She's doing a thing. You know, oh my goodness. You know, so we're talking about the freak show. We're talking about the weed titties. So anyway, long story short, I had a friend who sold me one of those Android TV boxes, and was reprogramming it for me. Was coming by to kind of show me some stuff. And he had some Bluetooth speakers I could grab off him to add on to the TV. And he was, you know, just sort of showing me how all of that worked. It was great. Wonderful, right? Absolutely great. And so, I'm just getting a better camera angle here because you got to see my face when I tell this story. So, I've been off the phone from Dale for about, I don't know, about 10 minutes maybe. And, all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing, and I'm like, oh, it's just someone calling, so I ignore it. Rings again. Ignore it. Rings again. So I take a look, and it's Dale trying to call me back, and I was like, well, Dale knows I'm busy, so I'll just message him. So I send Dale a quick message. Call you in a moment. Dale keeps calling, but at which point I don't look back at my phone. I continue learning about new toys for my TV. And so Dale calls again about 15, 20 minutes later, and I answer, and he was like, dude. I was like, what? Why didn't you answer? I was like, I was just doing things, man. And he goes, bro, I was just on the phone, video chat with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I wanted to introduce you to him. And he wanted to say hi to you. He wanted to say hi to you as an actor and as the Potsquatch. Uncle Potsquatch didn't answer the damn phone. And it was The Rock, baby. Oh, shit happens, man. I mean, you know, things happen the way they're meant to. And, you know, hey, you never know. But anyway, that was one of the things from earlier today. I missed the call from The Rock with Dale on the phone. Dale was trying to real hard, tried to call my wife, called everybody. Uncle Potsquatch didn't answer. But anyway, that's all right. Moving on from that, we can actually, in fact, just talk about weed now, I guess. I got my my venting of personal smartness out. Let's put it this way. I arrive at the nickname Idiot naturally, all right, everybody? And if that story is not a testament to that, I mean, right? Holy shit. All right, let's get back to the other things. Well, thank you, baby boy. I believe it. You know, at the end of the day, you miss calls when you're meant to, you know. Maybe if I had taken that call, he would have hated my guts, you know. Maybe it wasn't right. It wasn't written in the stars. Well, it wasn't. But Dale got to talk to him. Supposedly, he's just as nice as you think he is, and here he is in person. Yeah. He's got a new tequila brand out there. So hey, Dwayne, you know, if you want to call me back, you know, I'll give your new tequila brand a shout out. I'll even try it, but I won't hide my opinion. Dwayne, if you want me to try your tequila, I will try it, Mr. Johnson. But you know, if I don't like it, I'll be honest. But you know, that's why I'm a good friend. I'll always be honest with you. But man, shit. Franny Pierce says, not a fan of the Rockhead. Oh, Franny, it's not about being a fan or not. It is about the fact that the man who's probably one of the largest names in the acting world, and I'm a professional actor who's Canadian, which, what does that mean? It means you're cursed. Canadians typically often were filler and stuff. for Giant American Productions, and that's just sort of the nature of the beast. So for me, just as an actor who's been doing this a long time, fighting for that one, and you don't answer the fucking phone. That's funny. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful truth, though. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I am a special, special man. But at the end of the day, you know, we're doing a lot of things here at Potsquatch Growers. We're trying to get a lot of things going for everybody. You know, really gearing up hard and making some really concrete plans about launching the genetic brand for everyone, building lists, checking it twice, acquiring like mad hatters, everything and anything under the sun that we want to add into a hypothetical library for things for us to both, one, bring back for you almost extinct strains. Like we're bringing back skunk number 1. We've got thousands of beans. We're going to do it for you. We're going to find, restabilize, and bring back the original skunk number 1 of the early to mid 80s. We're doing it. We're going to have it happen for you, and we're going to make reliable, accessible genetics an actual thing. We're going to make it globally available. It might take us a number of years before we can, you know, open up to every country, but we're going to be working on it. We're going to be fighting for the right of the weed titty people everywhere. And so that's one of the things we're working on, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, the lights are going crazy. The new racks are being very well received. As you can tell behind me, they work. I mean, check out these Hindus, man. Look at those Hindu cushions. We're going to be flipping all of these in here in the next couple of days. But, man, those 2 Hindus right on the end there, they're loving the rack. They're loving Squatch's rack there. Oh, yes. But it's going to be a good time. We're going to keep it party rocking and do what we can. We're doing well, Super Dad and Grow Life. I like that name, by the way. One, I don't remember reading your name on this channel before, but I like that. Super Dad and Grow Life. If I had children, I believe I would say the same thing. But I don't. But we just had some dogs. But I get it. Nice name. I dig it. Welcome to the show, man. 1 second here. I'm playing catch up now. Oop, click the wrong button. There we go. Oh yeah, and this is going to be the actual legit. Dale had the bean sent off to be supposedly, I mean, if you know, you can trust the sources, but it was sent off to Holland to be tested. The genetic comparison has come back to some of the original skunk genetics of the hood days, and according to Holland anyway, the Dutch say it's real. So, I mean, that's exciting for us. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people in our community, especially a lot of my older grower friends who, you know, miss that skunk number 1, that old school super skunk, man. You know, it was one of those uber powerful uber dudes back in the day. It had a smell unto its own. And the fact that we're going to be able to have enough genetic samples, even if only 30% of what we have pops, we're going to have more than enough to stabilize and selectively bring back a stable, new, original skunk. We're basically going to attempt to breed it to the point of where we smell and taste our memories. And we're going back there. It's going to be great, though. So Christopher Mortimer, basically for the long-term plans of our genetic brand, we're not going to have just indoor strains. We're not just going to have outdoor strains. We're even going to carry auto things, even though you all know how I feel about autos. The people of the weed titty world should have access to anything and everything they want. Okay, so we're going to have indoor, outdoor, auto. As much as I hate feminized beans, and I'm going to do my darndest to teach a lot of you to try to steer away from feminized beans. And with our prices, you don't need to pay for feminized beans. Okay, but we will even have limited edition feminized things for those who really, really want them. Because who am I to tell you what to think? I can just offer up my 2 humble cents, and we'll go from there. So in the moment, there are people around the world with certain genetic lines, for example, and you can have a comparison test done. You can compare the basic makeup of the material in the plant, and as long as you have a source sample that you know you can compare it to, scientifically speaking, that is definitely possible, yes. What's up, Kevin K208? Oh my God, what? North Carolina, Pachyderm 420. I will check to see if we have any stores in North Carolina. There's only a couple of stores down in the States that we've set up, but I mean, put it this way. Anyone in America right now, if you've got a local grow store that wants to carry Jakes, I'm actually the North American or the USA sales rep, okay? You know, it's with weird COVID times, I haven't really been calling anyone about it, but if there's any stores down there that you know of that you'd like to carry Jakes all-in-one, it's very easy. We can have samples sent down if they'd like some, or they can just start an account. Tell them to shoot me an email. We'll get them set up and hooked up. Jakes All-in-One is a product which is probably one of the most amazing products I've met in years. It's a locally made product here from Canada. BC grower, growing family, invented it. Fucked around with the basic formula for I don't know, I think about 12 to 14 years at least. Finally dialed it in and brought it to market. It's a super functioning spray and does a lot of things. The name very much speaks to what it is. So anyway, if you have any local shit, you know, that wants to carry it, tell them to send me an email. We can talk to them. That's easy, baby. All right, I want to get back to, you know, reading some of Brandon Dosty. Feminized seeds are a bastardization of cannabis. Wow, heavy words, right? What does that mean to me? Well, why do I say that? When we create a feminized seed, we are triggering a self-defense mechanism that is built in genetically to the cannabis family, okay? To survive really hard scenarios, shall we say. The species is at risk, we need to do it. So we're forcing the plant to trigger that system to create its own genetic version of male pollen and grow male glands in a female plant and then go fuck everything. One, that is not a great source of genetic truth. It's one induced by stress-triggered mechanisms of survival. And then when you keep breeding and compounding these genetics, you get crap like, look at how everything foxtails now. For those of you who are newer growers just getting into the game, foxtailing is where you get full seed sacs either singularly or sometimes in a weird braid stacking on top of themselves. So instead of making a big bud like this, you'll have like 3, 4, 7 weird stacking towers, and they come out like weird tail, like fingers almost like that. They kind of look like a foxtail. That's why we call it foxtailing, okay? That is based off of improper breeding and non-stable genetic sources compounding on each other for decades. Okay, we've inadvertently found ourselves to a place where a lot of the genetics that are around in the world right now aren't very stable. They come from a long lines or many lines of feminized bullshit. So that's why I'm against feminized beans. I'm also a breeder, so I have no use for a feminized bean. If I want seeds, I want 10 to 20 seeds of something, and I want to have the ability to have males. I want to have the ability to select my proper female pheno to either breed it with something else or to stabilize that strain further into a further stabilized generation in terms of my vision as a pot grower. Okay, so feminized beans basically destroy the system slowly of genetic integrity. Okay, and that is why Uncle Potsquatch does not like feminized beans. If you take any true breeder and bean trader, okay, almost no one's going to tell you that they want feminized. That's the thing. I hope that helps, Brandon Dosty, to explain my humble 2 cents on the matter. Hey! All right. How's your feeding on these pinks and age cushions going? Are they on the average, or are these some heavy feeding genetics? The pink is pretty heavily feeding, and these are heavily feeding. I've been playing with them right now because I've run the pink. This is the second time I've played with it now. The Hindus, I haven't really grown out yet. I've just had them and kept the mother alive. So it's the first run on the Hindus. The pinks seem to be heavier feeding. I'm playing around with them a little bit right now. They're a little stressed, but also a big part of that was, our lights are so intense with the Potsquatch lighting systems that they had stretched a decent amount. They were a little bit close, so I've pulled them all back today, raised the lights there. Not hardcore talk wing, but I'm starting to have some folding, which is a true signature of a little bit of heat stress potentially, but it's not that hot in here. A big part of that, though, is going to be exacerbated by the high photon amount hitting that. Those photons hit light, leaving it's like, thing. So, but yeah. Well, Byron Hayes, that was one of the things. The original skunk was stinky like a cheese. It was stinky like a few other strains out there, you know what I mean? What's up, little tent? If you're a person, I didn't see your name there. I like to say hi to new people. My little tent, what's good with you? Welcome to the show. It's the first time I've read your name, I believe. Welcome to the show. What's up, Power? Good to see you, man. All right, here. How far behind am I? Jesus Christ. You know, Daniel Illis, there's a little bit more behind the story of the Potsquatch as to what that is. My nickname for about 12 years has been Sasquatch, and it was an adaptation of my actual nickname when I started the channel a little over 3 years ago. And I was like, well, what the hell am I going to call myself? Well, everyone calls me Sasquatch. I play with Sasquatch, Potsquatch, and that's how it started. All right, let's find out how far behind I am right now. Luke Paul, no, I have never heard of a product called Switch, never played with it. 1 second here. My little tent, foxtails come from improper breeding over decades. Foxtails are a stress-induced thing that can be triggered by many stressors, not just heat. Okay? If heat was the only variable that causes foxtails, okay, injecting high levels of CO2 wouldn't stop it in many genetics. Okay? Foxtailing is a stress-induced reaction that any cannabis can technically do. However, it is about 1,000 times more prevalent now than about 15, 20 years ago. Pot didn't used to foxtail all the time, no matter how hot you made it. And that's from improper breeding and colloquial breeders not doing things properly often. That is a true statement, my friend. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, if I've missed anyone's things, I apologize. Ask again. I've caught up now. I'm reading the quick. I'm caught up. If I missed your question, ask again, and we'll be all right. Oh yeah, so Fried Guy, heavy feeders are very much a thing, you know, especially in the world of very complex cannabis. I mean, there's 3 basic species. There's thousands, if not tens of thousands, of naturally occurring strains around the world, and then you've got the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of strains we've all created in the last, since the late 60s, early 70s, fucking around, especially with indoor growing and breeding. So, some strains, though, eat redonkulous amounts. That bubblegum we ran off and on the channel a lot, you know, she was a very heavy feeder, especially when she got to about week 2 of flower. Her hunger for magnesium and potassium was off the charts. Astonishing. Vic Victor, I am an indica man. Indica is my absolute true favorite. There are indica dom hybrids and the occasional sat dom hybrid that I don't mind, but I'm an indica guy. My particular passion has always been the Kush family. In terms of indicas that aren't Kushes that are classics, I mean, Northern Lights is one, obviously. You know, but Kush is basically was one of the things for me growing up that was the big thing from the what I called the Chush, which some of you will know what it is. Throughout the early days, like I remember when the first pink Kushes were coming out. I remember when I remember the first time someone turned to me and said, you know, I was shopping around, seeing what was available, and they're like, "Oh, well, I got this pink Kush in." Kind of turned to them. Pink Kush. The fuck's pink Kush? But very quickly, I fell in love with this kind of new age Kush from the island. You know, I mean, it was a little fruity, it was a little hybridy for my liking initially, but compared to some of the old school Kushes that I love, like if you can get an old school back in the day Burmese Kush, Master Kush in and of itself is 2 different lines of Burmese crossed back in and of itself to create that first Master Kush, which then gave lineage to MKU and other things like that. But the old Burmeses, the old Hindus I love. I'm growing old school Hindu Kush right behind me right there. Two of those plants there and some plants on the other side of the room are all old school Hindu Kush genetics. One of the things to note about a Hindu Kush, not a huge producer, doesn't produce huge buds either, but a true Hindu, where it may not produce huge yields, produces pop, the smell and taste of which is written by the gods. It's what we should smell and taste like. And for me, smell and taste is even more important necessarily than potency sometimes. In general, it is. Because I feel that with the right genetics that smell and taste good with proper breeding, you can always have potency. You don't need to worry about it. And it's not just about THC either. Everyone has this obsession. I want a bajillion % THC. All right, read a book. Find out that there's over 468 psychoactive chemicals and cannabinoids in pot, okay? There's a little bit more going on than just THC. Obviously, THC is the main power hitter. It is the classical there, right? But, there's more to cannabis than just high THC, okay? And, yeah, that Hindu, though, she's smelling, tastes so good. So I hope that it doesn't necessarily tell you, I told you some things that I love. Old school Burmeses are great. Old school Hindus. The original Master Kush was great, There's the reworked MKU. Some of them I like, but I hope that helps in a simple sense anyway. Maybe back in the day, Stone Gamer. Yeah, so Ganjawat Mike, the Kush varieties, a lot of them can be quite hungry, especially early on. They do love calcium and magnesium. Potassium usually hits for most of them a little bit later on, like three or 4 weeks in terms of their hunger on potassium. But, I mean, again, that depends on the fucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm answering the questions, Mike. I don't mind the GG4, but I only like the true GG4 and original blues. They're a little too satty for me, to be honest, just in terms of their terpene profiles. But I do like them more than other things within that general branch of the family. Enrique Lopez, why do some strains smell like vomit? Well, I've never met a strain personally that actually, in fact, smells like vomit, okay? But I'm sure there's some out there that have some very odd-hitting terpene profiles that to the human might register. We need to also remember, though, that smell is very innate to the human, okay? Just because something smells in one subtle variation to someone one way, it can register and smell to someone else a very different way. And then when it comes to the development of terpenes within our plants, I mean, environment is a big thing. From lighting source to relative humidity to feeding to watering to what was its life cycle like. For example, look at maple trees making maple syrup, right? Certain years there's great runs, certain years there's not. So I would say if a pot smells really bad, I mean, there are a few strains out there, like I've met cat piss that smells like cat piss. I don't think dog shit smells like dog shit, but I mean, it does smell like shit. But at the end of the day, though, too, you got to remember that your environment and technique and approach very much plays into that a bit. But yeah. Oh yeah. All I really want to do is run into a big field of Kush for the rest of my life. Now, mind you, there are other indicas that I like, and there are sativas that I do like too, just not a lot of them. Oh, that's what you meant, Mike. Because Gazer said it. Okay, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been having a lot of explosive growth on the Facebook page. Wonderful. Great. We would love to have all of you as part of the questions. We have questions that you have to answer before you're allowed in the group, okay? They're not hard, okay? They're yes and no questions, pretty much. I think. If you don't answer them, it's a liability. I've made it a thing. You can't come in the group unless you answer it. So if you don't answer the Facebook questions when you apply to join our group, one of our moderators or myself has to then first find you on Facebook, send you a message saying, we would love to have you in the group. Please answer the questions or else we cannot accept your application. And then we got to click decline. If you answer the fucking questions, we can just go yes. That's a hell of a lot easier for us, okay? So everyone's welcome. The only real main rules are, don't be a fucking asshole, okay? Treat people with respect and compassion. No arrogance or prick waving. Because there's a few of us who've been around for a while and know a few things. We don't feel the need to throw our growing knowledge around in an egotistical way. If you show up in the group and you're a dick, well, there's a few of us that'll put you in your place pretty quick, okay? But we don't want that, okay? It's a place for all people. Doesn't matter how long you've been growing. You can always learn something. The true grower is a forever student, whether new or old. We have all got something new to learn, okay? And we can learn from each other and have beautiful, wonderful community interactions. So just don't be a fucking asshole. Treat people with some compassion and understanding, you'll be good to go. But answer the question. Oh, that was just a funny sheen on a leaf. I was like, what's that? Hell yeah, baby boy. As I like to say at the Guild, grow your own medicine, Mike. Or marijuana. And works for a lot of things. Well, you know, at the end of the day, Stone Gamer, let's just be honest about Trudeau. The man's a dum-dum. I knew him when he was an acting teacher many moons ago. He's a pretty boy. We'll leave it at that. Oh, boy. So Enrique Lopez, the Facebook group is called the Potsquatch Growers Community. And like I said, everyone is welcome. But you gotta live by the rules, and they're pretty fucking simple, okay? And at the end of the day, answer the questions, please. Please answer the questions. There are some mornings where, you know, poor Mike, or myself, or Mel, or Gazzers will wake up and we'll look at all of the applications. Mike Texas Squatch has done it too. And no one's answered. There's like 20 or 30 people asking to join the group. And maybe like one person answered the questions. We don't want to have to spend time asking you to answer the questions. We'd rather just let you in the group, everybody. Okay, so just remember that. No, it's all good, man. Nothing wrong with asking the name of the group. That's cool. 60s Bud says, what size would I need for my little 80 centimeter by 100 centimeter tent? Ooh, centimeters. Okay, I can do this. That's about a 3x3. I wouldn't put anything more than a little squatch in a 3x3. Chris put a double squatch in a 3x3 recently, and let's put it to you this way, it only stayed in the 3x3 for a day or two. Personally speaking, if you want to go big or go home, you could put a big squatch easily in a 3x3, and that'll super crank it, but you can easily get away with a little squatch in a 3x3. We're going to be doing a 2x4 experiment with a little squatch, set that up later tonight, and get that going as well. But our lights crank pretty good, so. For all those of you who are joining the Facebook group, welcome. Thank you for answering the questions. Texas Squatch just said 3 of you actually answered them. It's awesome. Good job, my friends. To be fair, though, I applauded Chris's experiment of putting a double squatch in a 3x3. Like, I applauded the approach in terms of the attempt. It didn't work. It's way too much. It's like putting a 500 Cadillac engine in a fucking Toyota Tercel. It'll shake the thing apart. But I loved his approach. I loved his attempt. Not currently. I have used CO2 systems. I used to run a lot of very large grows growing up. So CO2 injection systems, CO2 breather systems. I do use my carbonated water trick at least on most grows. Maybe we'll get some breather systems in on this one for fun, because I wanted to go full jungle this time for everybody anyway. most plants we've ever done in a single room on the YouTube for all of you. So I figured, hell, go big or go home, right? So. I'm just reading, everyone. Playing catch up. All right, pissed off handicapped guy. Welcome to the hood, my friend. Lil Stewie. Welcome, Brandon. Where's Brandon? I missed a Brandon? Who's Brandon? Ah, crap. Well, hello, Brandon. No, let me put it to you this way, man. The lights work. We've been around for a while now, a little over a year. And one of the really cool things is there's a number of growers who have been doing this a very long time. Growers that I hold a very large amount of respect for in terms of just their knowledge base and what they do and how they are. And every one of them who's tried our rigs were like, holy shit. I was like, thanks. Oh yeah, we stand by our products. We work really hard on them, and we're always constantly endeavoring to release something harder, faster, better, stronger for you. And I really believe in our rigs. I'm really proud of the rigs, and yeah. Reverse osmosis water is completely fine, Jose Canella. Okay. But remember, when you're running an RO system, you're stripping pretty much everything under the sun out of it. So you're going to need to make sure you replenish those minerals and other secondaries, and they'll be good to go. See, there we go. See, everyone? Enrique Lopez answered the questions and was allowed in the group. It's as simple as that, my friends. What's up, Kent Rath? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, baby. But you know what, Raw Power? Even though you don't grow, you got the love for the wee titties, man. So that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Welcome to the group, Robins. Ah. Do 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 do. 1 second here, everybody. Uncle Potsquatch is gonna pump out for a little dirty party. All right. It's not snowing here yet in this part of Canada, so far we're good. Just watching to make sure this. My 5G network, I got the two networks from the router, doesn't seem to penetrate very well this far. So if I leave this here though and do this actually might work. We don't have to lose the connection there. Well, that's the thing, all seasons angler. A well water's going to have a lot of nice minerals and secondaries, right? That's coming in and out of it. One of the properties we're looking at, hopefully grabbing for helping to launch our genetics brand, has a beautiful, beautiful well water, perfect pH, off glacial streams, 44 ppm. And what ppm is there at a 44 is all these beautiful secondaries minerals, you know what I'm saying? Romines, a lot of the moderators of the Facebook group, remember, are probably in the show, so they may not be there accepting membership right away, but that's completely okay, my friends. We will, if anyone gets missed during the show, we will be fine. Oh, see, this phone there too has to stay in the house. Riot powder, I mean, the power is obviously different on different sizes of lights, but I'll put you this way. Our numbers blow almost all of our competitors out of the water, and we're basically the most affordable around for what we do. So check it out. We got power maps on the website there. And that's one thing I just want to cover with everyone. There is a website that answers most questions you might have. So you know, don't feel worried about clicking the website and actually reading, everyone. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just one of those things where when you get 100 emails and people are asking you basic questions where it's like, if you clicked the website, you would have known already. rather than waiting for my stupid ass to try to email you back. I mean, I personally don't agree with your name. I am of a different political affiliation of you, but we are a community for everyone, my friend. And you are welcome even though that's the way you feel, and I'll defend your right to feel that way. So welcome, Mega Go Trump. What's up? How's it going, homie? Because you know what? Doesn't matter where you fall on the political spectrum, we all love wee titties, right? And that's what we about. Yeah, you know, it's been snowing in certain places of BC, Alberta, Saskatoon got snow. Mike, the Safer Ride Squanch, was telling me the other night he got hit with a big old bunch of snow too. Yay, winter's coming. I don't have any snow here. Now, mind you, we barely get snow. Last year, I think we had snow for a week or two where I live in BC, and that was it. Well, video reel is pretty hard to watch someone tell me what to do. As a cancer survivor, my cancer wasn't caused by smoking. It was by drinking overhopped beer. I loved you, Fat Tug, but you fat tugged my one nut off with a ball tumor. Okay? Guess what? Everything in moderation, and I like smoking. And I'm a pretty easygoing person on almost everything. Okay? But I have every right as an individual to smoke a cigarette if I choose to. So I respectfully say thank you for caring for my well-being, but I don't need to be told what to do in terms of my personal vices of my personal choice. But thank you for caring, my friend. I do appreciate that. I know it comes from a good place. No, so Jose Canelo, a lot of people think you got to hit it, especially when you're using an RO system, you got to hit every watering feed with a huge CalMag supplement to replenish minerals, and you don't need to do that, okay? CalMag, especially with using RO, is very important, okay? But sometimes your plant just needs a bit of water. It likes a bit of a break from being force-fed in terms of indoor stuff, okay? So you don't need to hit it every single time, my friend. Not every time. 3 or 4, Fry Guy 420. Oh, no worries due to growing. And like I said, I'm happy to answer anyone's questions or at least simply put, offer my humble 2 cents on shit. Hey man, I love gluten. I eat bread, I eat dumplings. I was a baker for years. I was a chef for years. I like salt, I like pork fat. I like gluten. And I like smoking. Because Ganja Wizard, I don't need to be that high all the time. I grow redonkulous weed, bro. Like I smoke pot all day, but I don't need to sit there and smoke like I was 14 again. I'm literally a man running a company, running a YouTube, running a brand, starting a new company, doing 1,000 bajillion projects, and trying to roll multiple things forward. Throughout the day, I smoke more so for my pain management. I live in a continuous migraine. I qualify for disability technically under Canadian law. I mean, if I smoke a bit of dope, I can function. So I say leave that part of the system for people who need it. But at the end of the day, you know, a lot of the big part for my, like during the workday and stuff for me, I do smoke pot throughout the day, but it's for more pain management. I don't need to get rip roaring high. Now, at night when I'm done my day, well, that's a bit of a different story maybe. But, you know, I got far too much that I need to accomplish. If I smoke far too much pot for all of you, I'll never get anything done. And, you know, I'm trying to do a bunch of good things for our community, our industry, our people around the world. So, you know, no rest for the wicked, right? Ooh, which leads me to a fun point. Jose Canela, supposedly, it was supposed to be up last week. Brett was supposed to have that on the website last week. I'm going to assume it's going to be up fairly soon. I will send him a follow-up email today about that. The single rack will be available. When we first designed this series together, Brett and I talking about it and premise and having our meetings about design, a single rack option of the new Squatch Rack series was 100% a thing. Okay, it was 100% a thing. So at the end of the day, it will be coming to fruition. It will come to be. It just hasn't happened yet. It was supposed to be up this week, but it'll be up soon. Don't worry. They do exist. So, one second here, everybody. Live stream during the live stream. Diuretics, they're a thing. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry. Beer. It makes you piss. Especially if you drink Bud Light the way I do. It's basically water. As much as I like it. Whoop. All right. There we go. That's right, Mr. E-Gamer. You made it for the live stream. During the live stream here. One second here, everybody. Button fly. I need 2 hands for this one. I'm not that talented. And we're almost done. There we go. Let us go back to the laboratory. Bum, bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Well, don't worry. Even if there is a strain I developed called Sasquatch, everybody. It's a high CBD, high enough THC strain. Okay? But I only have a set amount of beans left from the experiment. And at the end of the day, if I don't get a sufficient male to rebreed her traditional, at bare minimum, I should be able to get a decent phenotype out of it in order to release a feminized version of it at least. So at least there's something there. All right. What did I do on my phone now? Oh, shit. One second here, everybody. I'll be right back. Perfect. 2 dislikes. Normally we have 3 before we start, so I don't know what's going on. Where's our haters? All right. There we go. Hey. There we go, and I'm just I am on septic, Enrique Lopez, so I know I'm glad you like that. Bazooka cheese, no, but I'm well versed in the true cheeses. The true cheeses, there's 2 different variations in the hood days. One came from the no, I think there was 2 UK cheeses that I know. 2 specific lineages of UK cheese, and then there was very much a singular of its own respect Dutch cheese. I've got 1 bean of something called triple cheese, which according to the breeders was a creation of the 2 UK cheeses mixed with the Dutch cheese. But at the end of the day, until something proves itself to be genetically right, I have to take it with a grain of salt. I like that joke, Riot Powder. I like it. I dig it. Oh no, I know, Eric. It's a joke. It's just there's people who even before my videos get any watches will dislike things. So there's a few people out there that hate me, but I mean at the end of the day, if you're not getting any hate, then you're doing something wrong. So I always find that amusing, and it's a kind of a personal joke. We're up to 10 new members in the Potsquatch Growers community joining the show. Welcome to the group on the Facebook, everybody. Oh, now, who's excited for another announcement? We got another announcement, and this one isn't about me missing the call from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oops. But, so this Halloween, we're going to be doing a pretty special thing. It is a full moon. It's a full moon for the entire world, as I'm told. Something that supposedly, in the 2 full moons in the month of October, has not happened like this since World War II. So, we're going to be doing a live stream from the grow that we captured that weird alien, or call it what you will, property. We're going to be doing it from there. And the fun part is, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Oh, yes. We're going to be doing a giveaway, the likes of which, in the history of a bean giveaway, I don't think anyone's ever done. It's going to work in a special way. We're not going to formally do the contest through YouTube because we're trying to be respectful to the fact of YouTube. I mean, they already turn off our notifications of our members anyway, so let's not give them more of a reason to hate us. How the giveaway is going to work is you're going to have to be present in the live stream on Halloween, okay? If you want to enter, you're going to have to go, Potsquatch, I want to enter. Then Uncle Potsquatch is going to give you a number. I'm going to write it down. During the show, we're going to write it down. But then what you're going to have to do is you're actually going to have to be a member of the Facebook group too. If you're not someone who does Facebook, I do apologize, but that is the only way that I've been able to come up with to do this giveaway safely. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Facebook group, and there's going to be a post. And you're going to say what your name on YouTube is, and then you're going to say your number that I gave you. If both those check out from my list from during the show, you're entered. We're going to give away a pack of beans. But not just one strain. Fuck that. That's boring. Slot 1 on this giveaway is 20 Alien OG, if I'm remembering correctly. Slot 2 is 10 Northern Lights. We're going to give away 5 Freak Show beans, 5 Grandpa's Nutsack, and 5 mystery seeds. I actually pretty sure I know what they are, but I got to double check with the person who's helping to sponsor this, if I'm remembering that correctly. It's called the Super Pack. There may even be one more set of beans in there that I'm forgetting right now. But at the end of the day, to the average at home growing your own, this little seed pack can keep you playing for quite some time. It comes with some pretty old, pretty rare, pretty true beans. Well, Freak Show's not old, but it's rare. Hard to get. So you're going to get all of that. One lucky winner's going to get it. Got to be in the live stream to get your number. Then you got to go to the Facebook group to then put that number in with your YouTube name like a ticket. And if it checks out, you're entered. And then after the live stream on the YouTube, you come in and you tune into the Facebook group, and we're going to give those away. One lucky person is going to win probably one of the greatest bean giveaways, in my humble 2 cents, that has ever been done anywhere. Why? Well, 1, there's a lot of really cool genetics. 2, we're giving away a lot of beans. You know, fuck it. Some people are like, well, who does that? I don't know. We do. Hashtag boom, rocka shaka. It's going to be great. So we're going to be doing that on Halloween, but we're also going to be doing an investigation on the Haunted Grove property. We'll do some in the show. We're also going to, try to go around and see if we can capture an alien thing. It'll be fun. Those who show up for the show, there's going to be a bunch of people there. We're going to do a little bit of a gathering. I'm going to dress up. I have my costume purchased now. I'm going to go as Lucifer escaped from the cage. And you're going to have to wait till Halloween to see what that means to me in terms of a costume. But it's going to be a good time, my friends. Oh, don't worry, Byron Hayes. We have no issues with shipping anywhere. We don't care who wins. We'll get it there. Vilma Dickfit, resin oozing happens on a bunch of different strains. I've seen it happen on strains I even know, and certain phenotypes just do it. So that is not so much a strain-specific trait, but a trait specific just to reality that happens occasionally. Oh yeah, Stephanie. Not only are you going to be able to grow something like this, okay, you're going to be able to grow a lot of other really cool stuff. And you know what? I think we really need to take a moment here to acknowledge the person that's helping us to do this giveaway. Everyone, give Dale Facundo a big round of fucking applause. Not only is Dale joining up with Uncle Potsquatch and Gazzers and Mike and all of us, to build the dream of a genetic brand for you. We're building a whole brand new company under my parent company to launch this all for you and eventually bring it to the world, even if it takes us a number of years to legally do it for all of you. We're going to keep fighting for that, okay? We got to take a moment to acknowledge Dale here. It was Dale's idea. The giveaway was Dale's idea. So everyone, just say, motherfucking Dale. You crazy for McCool's. Hello. High five. Very nice. So, simply put, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dale for you. A man who loves weed at bare minimum as much as Uncle Potsquatch. A man who's obsessed with rare, weird, strange genetics just as much as Uncle Potsquatch. A man who's intrigued by just watching weird, beautiful weed titties dance and do their thing. If you looked at that and didn't know, you might think it's parsley. Oh, but that's marijuana. Marijuana, exactly. So, we got to acknowledge that, everybody. Okay, so Jesse Berry says, "Hey Potsquatch, I have a big question. I know you haven't used raw product, but I do. Should, or is it okay?" Oh yeah, Jesse Berry, that's totally fine. Having a carbonated water is not going to hurt anything, especially if you're just using like a basic club soda type of carbonation or a soda stream. You will be completely fine in terms of living things. I'm just reading everybody here. Thank you, Mike. Well, and at the end of the day, though, too, right? Like, I mean, when Dale had this idea about the giveaway, I kind of went, well, fuck. I mean, I'm on board, bud, but that's like a fucking seed pack, bud. Like, for someone normal, like not us, that's like years of growing. Dale kind of stopped for a moment and he smiles and he goes, "Oh shit, man. Like, yeah, I guess it is, eh? Like, but yeah, that's what we're here for." And you think that's cool. Wait till you see what happens when we get the actual company for the genetics up and running. Wait till you see when we start releasing things. Do you think this is the only time we're just going to give away stupid amounts of crap? No. And we're not going to be like, you got to like and subscribe and hump our assholes and stick your nose up our butt to get it. It's usually probably going to be a pretty simple rule. Show up in the show, I'll give you a number. You got to go this way and do that. And then we'll ship it to you. At the end of the day, sharing is caring, compassion, inclusivity, and acknowledging people is a big part of what's missing, I think, a lot from our industry these days. And so not only are we on a mission to bring back genetics, bring affordable lighting for the first time that's reliable and professional grade to the system, do a lot of things. You know, we want to bring that back too. Sharing is caring. And I mean, who wouldn't want to win that? I mean, 20 Alien OG, fucking true strain genetics, true fucking Northern Lights from Canada, Grandpa's Nutsack, which if I'm remembering correctly is this obscure strain grown by a bunch of like these redneck growers down in Oregon, and it's hard to get, but it's supposedly one of the frostiest fucking things. Supposedly, Grandpa's Nutsack is so old it's turned to ice. And then at least the mystery strain. There may have been one more in there. I can't remember. Hell, I'll throw in some Alien Rift beans too. Fuck it. I got lots of those on hand anyway, so we'll do that too. But it's going to be an epic giveaway, and you know, some people are like, well, why don't you split it up? No. We'll have one winner, because I don't think there'll be that many people entered in this. Maybe 100 or 200 people. Our last seed giveaway we did on the group, I think on the main giveaway that wasn't for veterans that we did have a stupid amount of people, like 400 or 500 people. But statistically speaking, the way we're doing it, where you got to be on the show, get a number from me, I write it down, then you go to the Facebook group. Realistically speaking, you know, there's probably not going to be a huge amount of people in this one. So it's worth entering, because you're going to get the chance to win a ridiculous collection of genetics. And this is where it gets cool. The freak show, well, it's a real fucking freak show, okay? Northern Lights, It's a real Northern Lights that's been stabilized by our people and brought towards the market for you. Grandpa's Nutsack is the real McCoy too, out of Oregon. I'm pretty sure it's out of Oregon. Ah, fuck, I forgot. See, the alarms still happen even with the Do Not Disturb on. Sorry about that, everybody. These are all real McCoy genetics. Some of them very cherished. We're releasing things out of the vault that are very special. These are the droids you're looking for. But it's going to be a good time, my friends. And so that's how it's all going to work. And it's going to be so awesome. And I'm excited for whoever gets to win it. But if you win it, though, you better send me some pictures. Because, you know, me, Dale, Mike, Adam, Gazzers, Texas, Squatch, we're all going to want to see you play with your genetics. It sounds almost dirty, but it's not meant to be. But, so you got to make sure you send in some pictures, eh? Like, it's going to be good. But Ammo Junkie, you know what I mean? We're going to still be here the rest of the show, whatever you may or may not see. We'll be here for you to watch later, and I hope you have a wonderful day at work, my friend. That was the 4 p.m. alarm. We're now 19 minutes off, but more like 18 minutes and 34 seconds off 420, at least here. I could easily do that, just a humble grower. So, simply put, in terms of that, what we're talking is two different chip options. The 301B dually, okay, is a dual spectrum. It averages out in terms of a mat one to about a 3,700 Kelvin average. The 301B is a little bit of an older chip. 301B and 301H are physically the same, produced basically in the same way. What does set them apart, though, is the way the binning is done, okay? One has three things it has to hit, one has 5. One has specifically been released for horticulture, and as much as Green Gene wanted to go fucking try to be that, go talk to Samsung. I have. There are subtle differences. It has to do with the binning there, baby. But anyway, moving on. That's just a fun shout out to when we first released our rig and a bigger YouTube tried to fucking come at us just for clickbait. Good luck with that, by the way. So the 31B is basically the first incarnation of what then eventually became just subtly tweaked version of the 301H release. The 301H, what does that mean? Well, it means Samsung released that one, okay, for horticulture. What is the difference in terms of our lights? Well, we brought them in and released them at exactly the same time. 301B and 301H were released on our company at the exact same time, okay, because we just brought them in at the same time. We carry the 301H as a 3,500 Kelvin color option. Our 301B option, it works out to about an average of 3,700 Kelvin, so they're pretty fucking close, to be honest. The 301B option strip that we carry is thicker than our X2 301H strip. So, for example, in the new racks, okay, when you do the 301B, there's more diodes per bar on the 301B build we have. So there's 5 bars on that set of racks. Where if you go with the X2 301H, they're a little bit skinnier, but has 6 bars. I prefer the 6-bar option with the X2 301H. I'm a big fan and a big advocate to 3,500 Kelvin for cannabis. It is the perfect walking and talking happy place for where tech in general sits in the world right now for you to veg and flower your cannabis, okay? But let's put it to you this way. Regardless of which chip you pick, they both crank. They're almost at the same spot on the Kelvin spectrum anyway. There's a subtle nuance difference in terms of how the fixture's set up, but that's about it. And it doesn't matter what you pick. They all fucking crank, and they all fucking grow weed titties amazingly well. I wouldn't put my name on it if it didn't. You know what I'm saying? But that's the basic real difference there, my friend. I hope that helps. Just a humble grower. I hope that helps, my friend. No, Roman Reckless, I'm going to do this. This is a global giveaway. That's also partly why we're hosting it privately through our private Facebook group. Not on YouTube. We're just doing part of it on YouTube, and they can't get mad at me for that. I'm allowed to give out numbers for something I'm doing on a different media platform. So, yeah, we're going to do it that way to keep ourselves safe. But at the end of the day, though, it's open for everybody. Anyone and everyone's allowed to enter. We're up to 11 new members during the show. My God, this must have been the highest growing number of members on the Facebook group we've ever had in the show. No, so Raven King 33, some genetics will just throw out single leaves all day on you. It is a weird mutation that I have present even in some of the genetics I've bred. Sometimes it's stress-induced. So what you can do is, after the run, maybe take a look at your run and see if there's any inadvertent stress variables, okay, to your grow that may have hypothetically caused, that, right? But you could totally, do that. Sorry, I got distracted by Dubia Dot. Don't Google Grandpa's nutsack. Oops. Well, if you're gonna Google it, try Googling Grandpa's nutsack cannabis strain, and it might protect you from a few scary images on the internet. That was funny. Fuck, I'm far behind again. Oh, no, I caught up. Just a humble grower. I would say, let's be honest, putting our lights versus Spider Farmer, I'm sure ours run cooler because our lights are just better. But at the end of the day, too, if you look at like the comparative sizes to how we built things to Spider Farmers, like for example, a great one would be the SF1000, right? I never really looked at it because I don't really look at our competitors as much. Funny how that works when you're a lighting brand. But someone asked me a few weeks ago, they're like, well, how does the little Squatch really compare to the SF1000, for example? I was curious, so I pulled it up. Well, one, we have a bigger driver. They have the 100, we have the 150. Two, we have a lot more diodes on our light than they do. So not only do you get more diodes, you get better actual power consumption, as in like you've got more power. Bigger engine means more weed, everyone. And also, I actually think the new little Squatches are brilliantly made. I think they probably run cooler. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do compared to the SF1000. You're going to have better coverage with that, more diodes, bigger size, more power. That equals more weed, more plants, more growing. And our light's not that much more than theirs. And our lights are designed to be fixable and upgradable. So, and we're not going to rape you on replacement parts out of warranty if you want to fix it. We're also going to teach you how to fix it too. Because like we're big on like, tech that's fixable. Tech that can be maintained. Like an old car or how tech used to be built. And at the end of the day, we're also not intimidated at all about you learning how to fix your own damn lights. It's not rocket science. We try to keep our builds high functioning, but fixable. And with a bit of direction, anyone can do it with a few simple tools. So at the end of the day, that's what we're about. We are growers building lights for growers. We're a lighting brand that wants to stand with you. We want to watch you be successful, and we want to watch you just be happy and have fun. Because that's for the love of growing weed titting, You have a 5x16 table dedicated for veg only. What combination of your light should I use to cover this footprint? So 5 feet by 16. Let me do some math here. Well, that's fine. Oh, that's easy. If it's just 5 on the one end. So you only need to go a single rake through. 5 by 18. 2 to 3 double Squatch racks and you'll be laughing, bud. But you're only in veg, so you can probably get away with just 2 double Squatch racks realistically. But maybe get 3. Especially if you're wanting to veg fairly quickly, but that would be my recommendation on that. Oh yeah, Sci-Fi Gibson, I still use a lot of those simplistic water cloning techniques. That isn't something that left. Well, and at the end of the day, just a humble grower, we're here to help people. We don't make huge margins on our stuff. We are smaller companies with less purchasing power than our competitors, yet we beat their prices. And I think that should say something about what we're about to you. And at the end of the day, we are humbly honored to be able to provide an option for people that not only works, but will keep working. And then if it breaks one day, you can fix it. and we're going to help you. Because that's what we give a shit about. Doesn't matter how big we get. If we become a bajillion, quadrillion dollar lighting brand one day, well, then I'll just hire 100 people that we personally train to be able to be waiting on the phone to help you. Because that's how we do business. Good evening to you, Tyrone Pickums. How you doing, my friend? Yes, so companion plants, there's a lot of different types of companion plants. Some have been proven to actually do things, like keep away bugs or this or that. Other things, I don't know if I'm fully sold on the premise of them, but supposedly, for example, here's one that I've heard from a number of growers. Supposedly having a sunflower with cannabis, okay, increases your terpene production. I haven't been able to find any reading on the internet that actually supports that, but I have been able to find that that seems to be a common accepted thing between a lot of old growers. Is it an old wives' tale? I don't know. But got one going, might as well try it out, see what happens. But yes, so there are a lot of companion plants out there, though, that very much do, in fact, help your plants. See you later, High Tower Gardens. Keep it sexy, baby. Hey, Gazer76, if you can get the beans here before we got to send the giveaway out, we could throw some of Gazer's own K-Town Kush out of New Zealand in there. Why not? See, like, look at this. The pot of beans is just growing. It's going to be good. Whoever wins is going to be very lucky, Potsquatch. Just a humble grower. You're doing a 4x8. Would I do 2 doubles or racks? It's kind of like because they're both doubles, right? Like there's the double squatch rack and then there's the double squatch. In a 4x8 tent, I'm almost would say on a 4x8 tent, I'm almost more going to say do the big squat or the double squatch original with the X4 boards, because they crank like a bat out of hell. And in a tent, worrying about balancing our par a little bit more, like with the racks than we do with those, is less important in my humble 2 cents. Plus, you're going to have every fucking 2 feet a big squatch, basically, right? So I'd actually probably put the double squatches in, but if you're on a budget, I know that our double squatch racks are a little bit more affordable than those, and the double squatch rack is still going to have the same draw at the wall, and you can get the X2 301H, so you still get that 301H chip, keeping it sexy, keeping it updated. So, I mean, let me put it to you this way. Between the 2 options, it doesn't matter what you choose. They're going to crank like a fucking bat out of hell, and you're going to be very successful. Very, very successful. And they're going to work. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Even if you go 301B, it's going to be awesome. It's going to work. When it comes down to really deciding between models and chips right now in our tech, it's more of a point of taste or secondary anal retentive thought in terms of your setup, because they all crank like a motherfucker. So Johnny Summertime again, how that giveaway is going to be happening, you have to be in the live stream on Halloween. There's going to be a live stream on the channel for the full moon on the alien haunted fairy property from that grow. We're going to be doing all of that night. You're going to have to be present in that live stream. You're going to have to ask to enter. I'm going to give you a number. Then you're going to have to go to the Facebook group. Take the number I gave you and tell us in the Facebook group there's going to be someone waiting to receive your entry. And then you're going to have to tell them your name on YouTube. And then they're going to compare my handwritten files as I'm giving these out to the Facebook group, and then you'll be entered. As long as that's all done properly, you will be entered in the giveaway, and the giveaway will happen on the Facebook group after the show. Medically speaking, video reel, it would actually, in fact, be my Sasquatch strain that I developed. I spent a little over 2 years developing this strain to help treat my sister's MS. Sadly, she refused to try it, but that was actually the original inspiration on me developing that strain. Came out on average for about 21-22% CBD and about 16 to 18% THC on most phenos. So medically speaking, that would be my favorite strain. One, not just because I made it, but two, I would say in terms of what the cannabinoid breakdown of what was, it was the most versatile singular strain to have the biggest medical application for as many ailments as possible, you know. So medically speaking, that would be my favorite strain. It was invented by me for a medical purpose that I never got to test. Damn you, sis! You didn't let me use you as the guinea pig! That's a joke. One on truthful statement, but you know. Hey, she can't say I don't love her. I spent a bunch of time trying to figure that out, so. Art of War on Two Wheels. Ever heard of a power coupling from the ballast, okay, to the bulb? Melting. Fine, it carries on melting on the inside of it after being removed for weeks. And now that I have suffered the wires together, the wire from the ballast, the bulb gets warm on 400 watts, warm on 600, seems to be about 30 degrees Celsius. I would just say that's just general wear and tear. It also sounds like you've got some weird short or resistance happening somewhere all of a sudden in that circuit. Things do crap out sometimes. Occasionally I have to rewire things and just, you know, fix them. So exactly what you're experiencing, I've never had that happen, but I've had things like it happen. So it does sound like something like that is happening. Like you've got, I wouldn't say it's a short, because a short would probably burn it out pretty fucking quick. But it's almost like there's a weird resistance buildup somewhere on the circuit itself, and you're just producing all this excess heat. But like I said, you know, sometimes shit gets old and it fucks up. Art of War on Two Wheels. Maybe we need to have a video call personally about that one so I can take a look. I just want to make sure you're all right. Eric says, does ultraviolet light help in flower? Well, yeah, UV is obviously going to trigger extra triching, okay? So ultraviolet light, when it hits the plant, is definitely going to help your plant trike out. One could argue, too, that by said triching out, it's upping your general resin productions. So, yeah, ultraviolet light will help trigger some stuff. But you got to remember why a lot of UV chips started being put into blurple lights, for example. Blurple lights were based off of flawed science. It was a bunch of reports from NASA that was designed to grow algae in space. And then, you know, China started building lights. And to give that an extra little oomph there on that blurple build, they started mixing in, you know, infrareds and ultraviolets to try to trigger stuff. All of these white waves of light do very much have beneficial capacity in terms of your plant. Also, things like far reds, deep reds, for example, is a big thing everyone's into. They're more of a bell and whistle, in my humble opinion. Not the ultraviolet and infrared, but talking about far reds and deep reds, right? Because as the super guy, I think he's from the University of Utah. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. He talks. This guy's a fucking brilliant light tech. But until we get to 2600 par, they're kind of added bells and whistles. Yes, they're doing something, but they're not doing huge amounts. Okay, and they're going to be more valid in terms of upgrading and furthering tech and design once we get to 2600 par, which is the rough average of what the sun does at most places. But yeah. Welcome back to the show, Dave. No. So, Mike, Safer Ride Squads, great question. In terms of what I like to do, because as many know, I in a perfect world, I run 72 hours of darkness. My plants can handle it. And I like to super chill it at that time too. But during your lights out at the end, right before harvest, okay, you do not, and I repeat, you do not water. Super hydrate your plants, okay, before going in to the darkness period. But you don't want to be watering during it. The cooler temperatures will help your plants not dry out. So even if they are quite thirsty plants, all right, plants that get thirstier than fuck on you, with the cooler temperatures, that's going to slow the rate at which they're drinking. Okay, so you should be good in that regard. So no, simply put, no. Hey, no, I don't mind art of war on two wheels. I don't know everything, but I'm happy to offer my humble 2 cents. And, I usually do pretty good at catching everything. But that's why, hey, let's take a moment, everybody. Let's give a big shout out to all of our moderators here in the chat that help Uncle Potsquatch to run these little shows for everybody and to help me catch things that I miss or help to answer things if I miss it. So big shout out and appreciation to each and every one of you who are here and participates regularly in the shows, my friends. Thank you ever so much for doing that. So, long story short though, let's have a personal moment here. Who could believe me missing the bloody fucking call from Dwayne today with Dale, eh? Fuck. My luck, eh? I was trying to be respectful. My buddy was here trying to teach me some tech stuff on my new TV stuff he fixed for me and stuff. So I was there and just didn't look at my phone. And it was Dale and Dwayne calling the Potsquatch. Wanted to say hi. Not gonna lie to you. Both being the Potsquatch and being an actor in general, probably not a horrible thing to meet or talk to that person. Just my luck, though, eh? Fuck. I'm not great with names, Michael Hoochin, but I've got a good feeling that I've seen that film. The name sounds familiar. I'm not great with names, but it sounds familiar. I'm doing well, Chicken Hunter 09. How you doing, my friend? What's up, Doobie Ya Dot? How you doing, baby? Oh, really? That sounds like I was thinking then. Michael, I think I've seen that movie, or at least parts of it at least. I think I've seen it, Michael. Pretty much anything with aliens I'm willing to watch. And as a filmmaker, writer, and actor, oh, comedian too. I actually almost prefer sometimes watching horrible films because you learn more from a bad movie or a bad book or a bad essay than you do a good one. You learn more from your mistakes than you do your successes. And so, I mean, I'm always, I approach the whole lesson of, the true grower is a forever student. I apply that to almost everything I do. I do my darndest, even though I'm a grumpy old curmudgeon asshole, to keep my mind open as I can. Michael Hoochin, what you can do on a plant is you can actually knock up different branches, okay? So if you pollinated one branch and kept it wrapped for 2 or 3 days, and then you did the same thing with another branch, you can totally do a multi-breeding program on a singular plant. 100%. But you just got to have certain rules to how you do it. Oh, damn it, phone. Come on. Can't read it sideways. There we go. Oh, well, thank you, baby boy. I mean, the one thing I'll share, baby boy, too, is in terms of, I guess, what you could call the character of the Potsquatch or that. I mean, let's be honest. Potsquatch is just me. If anything, I'm more tamed down publicly in our videos and our live stream shows than I am in real life. Some of the people here that are some of the moderators know me personally these days, and no, it's a true statement. I remember, it's a funny story. I had one of my high school buddies and his wife over for dinner. This would have been maybe about 8 or so months ago. Him and his wife came over for dinner, and I was just telling him about the YouTube and how things were going really well and what we were doing with that and the brand, lighting brand, all these types of things. And I was talking about how, the Potsquatch, I guess, I would say, is an exaggerated caricature of myself. Mrs. Potsquatch just starts fucking laughing. She goes, "What the fuck about what you do on the internet's exaggerated? If anything, you're milder on the internet than you are in person." I thought about it, smiled, and, well, okay, valid point. So, I do a tempered down caricature of myself on the internet. Well, live it, baby. If that's a true story, you had to have been higher than almost anyone I've ever heard of. That's astonishing. That must have been some good weed, man. Yeah, right? I had a power outage the other day. It was a fucking shit show. Well, not a shit show. Frustrating. Oh, wait. So, Michael, okay. We got it. Everybody, hi, Psychedelic Trader. Welcome to the show. Michael, I've got a question. So, are you telling me that you dusted the entire plant with 2 separate sets of pollen, uncontrolled, with no segregation whatsoever? And just did that? Is that what you're saying? Michael Hart, I don't have the exact time of the Halloween live stream yet. I'll get that ready by either Wednesday or next Sunday show. I'll be able to have a time for all of you. I got to talk to the property owner that we're doing it on. But it is BC time zone though. So anytime I say a time here, it's British Columbia, West Coast time. Okay, so Michael, you are going to have no way to know what's what. You may luck out and see a drastic caricature difference in terms of how certain beans form, and that may be an indicator aesthetically of the difference of the cross, but it's not a perfect system, and you will never be perfect with it. So basically, they'll both knock your plant up 100%. You're just going to have no control, really, in knowing what's what, and at best, you're going to be able to make an educated guess, and that's the best. Infrared light does trigger your plants, so be careful on infrared cameras on your grow. The best thing to do in terms of infrared camera security systems on a grow during lights off, okay, is you need to have your system triggered to it's not filming all the time. Have its sensor going. So the smallest of the two evils, and then make sure it's only turning on when something more than established movement in the frame is detected, okay? So, very much does infrared interact with your posturing light off. It can trigger herming, it can trigger nan, or trigger a bunch of shit. But, if you set your rigs, I swear to God I have one more here. There we go. To just turn on, okay? Just having your rigs turn on when excessive movement is detected, then that's the way to go, buddy. That's definitely the way to go. There we go. Just a moment here, everyone. Come on, kiss me, baby. I'm just having fun. All right. Well, Michael, don't even worry about it, mate. So, at the end of the day, Michael, you're going to have some beans. So,
how does one go into these beans and try to make an educated discernment as to what the fuck it is? Yeah? Take a look at your beans. Look at the beans. And if you see a stark contrast in terms of physical structure, shape, and striping, all right, another good indicator is look at that little hole, the little intake, the butthole of the seed. You might see some uniformity there in terms of how the beans themselves are formed. And to a discerning eye, you could probably do fairly well at attempting to separate them, but it's never going to be a perfect science. But rock and roll, man, mystery show, you know what I'm saying, in terms of what's going to come out. But that would be my humble 2 cents in terms of that to help you out, baby. Sounds good, Country at Heart Finley. Try again. Country at Heart Finley. Say hello to those burgers for me. How you been doing, Psychedelic, by the way? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, well, we haven't touched on it, about what the membership crap is on that. So all content's still free, by the way. Basically, what the content membership thing is for years people have been asking for a way to acknowledge what we do here. Stephanie was the one who kind of got me there. My God, she was on fire in that debate that night. It happened in the live stream show. Stephanie was the one that was the straw that broke the camel's back on that one. So we did technically open up the Patreon. We technically started the membership dues. You'll see that there's 3 different tier levels of membership dues. They exist because that's what people ask for. So at the end of the day, it's not required to be part of the army. It's not required to be a Potsquatch. It's not required to have me help you or any of us help you. It is just for those who are in a place that would like to help us keep the lights on. It is more than a full-time job being Uncle Potsquatch, and so at the end of the day, who am I to say no? And it took over 3 years for me to finally break on that debate with the audience, but there we go. So that's what that's about. It's not required in any sense, but it is humbly thanked for and appreciated. So feeling a thick fit in terms of the male, I mean, it could be that, it could be either of those. Remember, you know the old saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Choices like that are in the eye of the breeder. It depends on what you're going for. So, if I'm looking to, for example, breed something that's a hybrid strain with another hybrid strain, but I'm looking to try to attempt to create an existence of stabilization that is more indica leaning in terms of the hybridization of its genome, I'm going to be looking for male acting traits on both the female and the male. I said that so wrong. I'm going to be looking for indica acting traits on both the male and the female to do that, right? Now, one thing to remember too is a lot of things are so intermixed and interbred in this day and age. Sometimes you'll have a sat that looks sat but comes out indica and vice versa. Still not necessarily super prevalent, but it is a thing that exists within our world. So it's an important thing to remember at the end of the day to just kind of keep an eye on, shall we say. Okay? But at the end of the day, rock and roll, that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Jason did pass away. Our friend Glenn Wells of CanadaMatch.ca made the post yesterday. We saw it. I believe he died the day before yesterday, or was it this morning? And I'm blending 2 days. But yes, Jason Wilcox has passed away. I don't know the details. I've had a number of people call me about it today. I have yet to hear the details on that one. Not an old man, so I'm curious to know what happened. He was found dead, as the story I've heard anyway, in his home. So, did a lot for the industry and fought for a lot of stuff. So, let's raise our glasses, raise our doobies, raise whatever we got, even if it's just our hearts to the past and to Jason. And I hope you rest in well, my friend, or rest in peace, my friend, and rest well. Jason Wilcox, I'm pretty sure we might be thinking the same thing. Died just the other day. Found dead in his house. Look it up. Pretty sure there's a good chance we're talking about the same dude, Art of War on 2 wheels. A lot of people in the community right now are pretty shocked at that. I haven't really heard. No, Jason Wilcox, not David. Jason Wilcox is a pot dude, not a conspiracy theorist. But yeah, rest in peace, Jason. One second here, making sure that this is loading everything properly. Jose Canella, you were done in making an F1 or an initial cross, okay? So Jose, once you cross them once, you've done step 1 in an ongoing journey to stabilize the strain. There are a number of ways to stabilize and approach breeding. I do it in a few different ways, depending on my mood and what I'm doing. Okay, sometimes you're reintroducing the same male pollen. I normally don't do that on a lot of things. That's not the route I'm on. I like to walk the journey of both halves of the genome. But typically, classically, a bare minimum requirement under a true breeding etiquette, okay, the bare minimum, we're not talking like going hard, we're talking a bare minimum, okay, you need to cube something, okay, means 4 generations. You need to take something at least to an F4 or a generation 4, an intermix 4, selective in eugenics 4 times. It's called cubing a genetic. And that would be an initially stabilized strain. But that doesn't mean you're necessarily done either. You're just done enough to say, I've stabilized this strain to a point. But that cubing would be considered an initial stabilization. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helps, by the way. Are you asking if there's plants that give off CO2, Michael? No, by the way. But it's just not how plants work, but at least to my knowledge. What's up, Growing Oregon? How you doing, my friend? Thank you very much. Yep, that's just the one in the back there, and then we got all the stuff over here. Yeah, no, Michael, no. The best way, if you want to do like a natural way, is just make yourself your own CO2 excretion unit with yeast. A little warm water, a little yeast, a little sugar, so the yeast has something to eat. We made an old school excretion system on the channel in the video a long time ago. But the one thing we didn't do on that one that you need to do, that I just kind of brain farted on when I was building that video years ago, is light protection. Okay, so having a bunch of light on it's gonna kill your yeast pretty quick. So a little photo protection is good. Welcome to the show, Dominator Bots. Well, Growing Oregon, wait till you see what we're about to release. No, Barney's Farm makes some good shit. I've had some really good experiences with their genetics, 100%. But we're about to leave our name on the industry, okay? And it's not just Uncle Potsquatch. We've got a bunch of people fully patched and ratted here at the Army, working together as a team for all of you. We are going to be releasing some pretty special things. We're going to be bringing back some extinct shit. Always developing new shit, but developing new shit from old shit. So it's more stable and not foxtail-y and persnickety, like a lot of genetics out there are right now. Yes, but those aren't a plant, that's a fungi, all seasons angler. You asked about plants, technically. But a yeast breathing system would be what I would do. It's the cheapest thing. Get some old plastic bottles, paint the stupid things, find my old video, do some version of that. It's not rocket science, super simple. If I can do it, you can do it, you know. And that's one of the cheapest, easiest ways to introduce at least a little bit of CO2 into your grow there. Oh, don't worry, Growing Oregon. It's going to be a good time. Wait till you see our skunk #1 that we're about to release. Bringing it back, baby. Andrew Chaplin says, "Hey, Mr. Squatch, I got a 2x4. Have to pheno hunt and choose 2 plants out of 6 to run. Do you think that's a good number?" From a strong, viable genetic, that's not bad at all. I'm assuming you're pheno hunting for both a male and a female, or are you just trying to find a singular female to knock up? But yes, 6 should give you a basic good readout of some genetics. I mean, and I wouldn't put more than 6 in a 2x4. And in a 2x4, if I'm doing 6, I'm going to keep those fairly small. 1, 2. Don't go past 2 gallons on the pots, in my humble 2 cents. I put them in like 2, if you want to go slightly, but maybe 2.5 gallon pot. But, you know, 6 plants, put them in 2 gallons. In your 2x4, you should be good to go in that regard. Okay. So you're trying to find 2 mother plants to clone. Remember, I mean, unless you find 2 identical phenos, which I've never done, even things that identify within the same pheno family in my mind still have subtle nuances to them. That's part of the fun of breeding and selective eugenics. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to go for 2, that's awesome. But I would say pick the 1 for genetic consistency and then just take a clone of it and make that the mother. I'm actually a bigger fan of actually taking monster crop clones anyway and then turning those monster crop clones into my mother plants. That's just my thing. Oh, Michael Huchin, if you get a bunch of beans, man, I'd love to take a look at a sample of what you get off that, if you don't mind sharing. I'd love to play with a few of those on the channel. That sounds like fun to me, Michael. Hell, we could even do a video referencing back to this live stream, like, well, I see some stripes on here, I see some structural differences, and this, that, and this, that, you know. It would be interesting. I mean, I'm curious. Plus, you're playing with genetics that I like, so I'm curious. Oh, it totally is right, Art of War. The levels that we did on our video to the size of the balls we used on that video were right. Go back, take those basic numbers, and extrapolate forward if making yourself a yeast breathing system. Michael Huchin, I'm happy to provide a mailing address. You just send me an email, Michael, to potsquatch420@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me, but I am on the Facebook group. It's not hard to figure out who I am when you go to the Facebook group. There's only so many people that are this beautiful. Vilma Dick Fit, currently no. But I could in theory. Actually, you know what, Vilma Dick Fit, that's a fun idea. That's a fun idea. It'll take me some time to prepare to be able to do a side-by-side comparison of the same genetic, doing it monster cropped and non. It's not even just a comparison to that. It's the mother plants and their babies. Good idea, though. I like that. It'll take some long-term dedication and planning for me to do that one. But that's a great idea, Vilmatikfit. I like that. It's very nice. Pro 420 Grow. I'm trying to remember. Have I run Brothers Grimm? I don't think I have, but I am aware of them, though, because I know that name. That name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever played with their beans. What's up, Cannabis Caves? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Hard Rock Pop? Good to see you, baby. No. So Jason Houlihan, we're going to be flipping in the next couple of days. So probably flip on the Tuesday. Right now, it's just doing a bit of upkeep, a little bit more pruning, and whatever chores I end up doing to prepare for flip, I will make a video about that for all of you. But we will be flipping very soon. Hey, no worries, Andrew Chaplin. I mean, that's part of what the Potsquatch Growers Army is about. The true grower, no matter of level, is always the forever student. And we're here to help each other, share knowledge, stand together, and help each other be successful and have some fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Polly M? How you doing, baby? I'm the HP Micro, but that also has cocoa in it. I'm not a cocoa grower. I hate cocoa, but I don't mind having a bit of cocoa in my mix there. I'm an HP Micro Zy asshole these days. I've been using it for a number of grows here, and I think it's a great product. I'm a big fan of Pro Mix HP Micro Zy. Well, exactly, growing Oregon. And the fact is that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's kind of the mission we're on right now is, one, make tech accessible, make knowledge accessible, make genetics affordable, reliable, and accessible. If the day I die, everyone on the planet has access to genetics if they want them, and knowledge if they want it, that's a beautiful life legacy to leave behind. I'd say that was a life worth living. So we're on that mission to try to do that for the industry. Help influence, help grow, and help represent the Grow Your Own movement. You know, because back in the day, originally I thought, oh, like we're going to start a pot farm, we'll do that, we'll do this, you know. And the way legalization in Canada happened, that wasn't really a thing. So all of a sudden I had this brilliant stroke of information in my brain, and I went, well, what if, not information, an idea, what if we empowered everybody to grow their own? Make tech accessible, make reliable genetics affordable and accessible, make all these things happen. That's a way to resist the corporate and government takeover of a plant I love. And so we've been on that mission ever since. Well, that's the thing. The Potsquatch Growers Army is a community for all people. All colors, all races, all orientations, all political ideologies, all superstitions, all nationalities. We're for everyone. As long as you can show up and be respectful to your fellow Potsquatch, your fellow human fucking being, anyone's welcome here. To be fair, we've been pretty lucky in terms of the community so far. I've only actually had to crack the whip and ban and kick people out about 4 or 5 times. So, considering that there's almost 21,000 of us on the YouTube, there's well on our way to 1,000 of us on the Facebook, and I'd say that's pretty fucking good. Excuse me. Not yet, Kent Rath. We're actually going to be setting up the little squatch in the tent today. And I figured, hey, well, let's be fair to the shitty lights that are Mars Hydro. I grew a genetic I'd never grown in that experiment, so I've got a new one we're going to play with. We're going to play with Mimosa. Never grown Mimosa. It's a Sat-Dom hybrid, which I'm not overjoyed about, but that's neither here nor there. It's a genetic I don't even like, so that makes it even a fairer experiment. But where the difference between our experiment and what we did with the little Mars TS 1000 piece of shit is going to be is I'm going to put a little squatch in a 2x4. I'm also going to do a lot more plants. Well, not a lot more. Like, I'm either going to do 2 or I'm going to do 4. I'm not sure. I'm debating right now in my head what to do on that one. But yeah, it's going to be fun though. Hey, thank you very much, Jason. I appreciate that. Well, that's the thing, Paul M. You know, it's always a fine line between ease of work, lighter buckets, and then at the same time, did we carry them too far? And now we've got droopy happening. Because letting your plants try out is really good for them every once in a while. But it is a fine line between a beneficial technique and a detrimental one. That's where, again, I'm always a big advocate and stressor to daily gardening, my friends. Daily gardening. There we go. I think we're back, everybody. This phone's not doing it, but at the end of the day, I'm still here at least. Whoop. Hey, Grow IVR, it's a great technique. I've done similar things a lot of the time myself, and it works really well. Don't worry, Happy Dude grows often sometimes when things fall out in terms of things here. I like to try to run the show through my 5G network, better bandwidth, but at the same time, it doesn't have the penetration of a traditional Wi-Fi. I have both. I can run the show on either or, but I notice that when I run the show on the normal Wi-Fi, we lose some of our definition and resolution. But yeah. And everyone, remember, tune in on Halloween. You got to be part of the live stream, and you got to be on the Facebook group to participate in pretty much, at least the most epic bean giveaway I've ever heard of. I've never seen anyone, any grouping of people give away the beans we're about to. And it's going to be epic. 20 Alien OG, traditional non-fam. 10 Northern Lights, traditional non-fam. 5 Grandpa's Nutsack. 5 Freak Show. And 5 Mystery Beans. And then I'm going to throw in some Alien Rift. And if we can get those K-Town Cushes in the mix from Gazzers before the giveaway, we'll throw those in there too. Hey, Grow YVR, I'm glad you're back. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Everyone, Grow YVR is actually someone who lives fairly close to me in Vancouver. I mean, I don't live in Vancouver anymore, but I still have an apartment there. But one of these days, you know, Grow YVR, we should meet up. I don't know if you're a drinker, but Uncle Potsquatch is. I'll meet you at a pub somewhere. If you don't drink, I'll buy you a coffee. And, you know, it'd be nice to meet you, though, bud. Well, that's the thing. If I got a little signal booster on the 5G network, I could totally have it. It's just like the line is literally right here. This is the line right here where the 5G starts to go. But yeah, so we're going to be doing an experiment with a little squatch, and that's going to be, I'm going to set that up today. And we're going to do some vegging out there. I'm even going to throw the initial freak shows to veg out in there too. I've just got to check the mimosas. They've been on quarantine, which is a big thing. Whenever bringing in new plants or new things from another source or another place, you always need to put it on quarantine, everyone. Putting on quarantine is important because then you're not going to go fuck yourself. Simply put. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, a cannabis plant that's allowed to veg out to a certain point. My God, I mean, it can fill the space. Don't underestimate the stretch that will happen when you flip on a traditional photo. Oh, totally. No, I was just talking about that, Jason Houlihan, and I should get something like that for the 5G network, and I just never done it. I mean, it's just another thing, and right now I have a hard enough time trying to pay the mortgage, the bills, and everything else, as well as trying to find the money to get everything else going for everyone. So buying little toys like that sometimes is a hard expenditure for me to swallow, but we'll get there. One second, everyone. I'll be right back. Well, everyone, I think it's that time of the week. Well, that time of the show. We do multiple shows a week, but I think it might be time for me to say goodbye. But let's play catch up and recap on a few things, okay? Okay. So, one. Check out Potsquatchgrowers.com. We'll soon hopefully have the payment portal working for you so you can actually buy all of your swag needs, as well as, you know, eventually that's where the garden supply is going to be. Check out Squatch Lighting Systems. Some of the most affordable professional grade tech around, with customer service second to none. And to my knowledge, the only company that actively spends money and time trying to fix something or make something that's fixable, upgradable, and to keep that as a commitment to you as we go forward developing new things. Okay? Okay. We're growers, building lights for growers. Okay? So check that out. Check out the Potsquatch Growers community on Facebook. Answer the fucking questions, please. It makes it 1,000 times easier for us to accept anyone in the group if you just click yes or no. Answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, we have to find you on Facebook and say, hey, could you please answer the questions? Because until you answer the questions, well, we cannot accept you into the group. Simply put, just answer the questions. All right? All right. Big shout out to all of you. Thank you for participating in the show today. For those old, thank you for your support and long-going audience existence and membership in our Potsquatch action. For those of you new, welcome. You're just as important as anyone. We're a place for all people and all growers, so welcome. For those of you who have chosen to offer up their support through the membership program that we finally launched, just as a way for those who chose to want to give back, thank you very much. I won't lie to you, it does really actually help a lot. Trying to keep the show and the content going, as well as trying to grow everything we can to help everybody. So at the end of the day, I just want you all to know I love you, and you're fucking awesome. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. I said that. The true grower keeps an open mind, but sometimes the shoe fits. It go for a run. Love yourself. Love what you do. Love those around you. And remember, you can disagree with someone and still be their friend. I think that's something the world may have lost along the way. See you next time, motherfuckers. Keep it real. Keep it sexy. Keep it Potsquatch. Remember, being a Potsquatch is an invitation to be the best version of yourself. Doesn't mean we're perfect. Doesn't mean we get it right every time. But we try. Peace and love, everybody. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.